Sheriff, we got a lot to talk about.
I am not an animal!
Damn, I'm thirsty. I want a beer. What about you? You want a beer?
The ice is gonna break! I am not a human being! I am an animal!
And I'm sorry you can't do this. I really am, because I wouldn't have to fucking sit here and watch you fumble around and fuck it up.
I am Shiva, the god of death.
Shut up and sit down, you big bald fuck.
You gonna eat your cornbread?
But for me, it was Tuesday.
And you have meddled with the primal forces of nature. And you will atone.
So far, my orchestra class is going well. So, good.
What's up, boys? How you doing this week? Welcome back, both of you and all of you audience members, to yet another episode of 343. I'm your host this week, Mr. Jackson Workman. As you can see, I'm channeling, last week we had some interesting discussions about the film Summer School. And Matt, you got through to me just a little bit. I'm channeling Mark Harmon's energy now. I've decided to go to the beach. I'm whipping around on roller skates, and, my dog is with me, and I got no shirt on, just rolling around the beach on roller skates and all that good stuff, wearing a visor hat and all that. And you know what? I think it's put me in the right headspace. I understand Mark Harmon a little bit better now. Because when that's your environment that you're in, you don't care if a bunch of kids are, getting on your nerves in summer school. You don't care that there's a 30-year-old man named Chainsaw in your class just acting like an idiot, peeling his skin off. It just rolls off your back, man. Like, normally I'd be upset that you can't see my background, which I really was excited was going to be a cool backdrop this episode, but...
Lean your camera up a little bit.
I'm letting it roll off my back. I can't even see myself in the shot right now because of these sunglasses.
Yeah, you need to
lean the camera
a little bit up.
Is that what I need to do?
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Well, there you go. See? And these two helpful co-hosts, these two chums right here who are with me as always, are Mr. Matthew Patterson and Mr. Samuel Holler.
What up?
How are you boys doing today?
Doing good. Been up since 7:30, so I'm tired, but it's been a good day.
I feel that. I was up till, I think, 4 last night editing this week's episode, or last week's episode, if you're seeing this next week. Time is a weird thing, man. I'm on island time myself. It's a little confusing to me, but I'm going to be super chill this episode. And, let's go ahead and get into our picks, some of which are chill, and some of which, well, we'll get into it.
Make you feel like this.
Oh, yeah. That was a face I had during almost the entirety of one of the picks this week, but we'll get into that one. But, I think the one we're going to start with today, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. Patterson's pick, Carts of Darkness. Take it away, good sir.
All right, everybody. As we say on the podcast, picture this. You are Murray Seipel, who was a former, I think that's how you say his name. Anyways, former snowboarder who also made extreme sports movies. However, you had a terrible accident, and for some unknown reason, you can no longer snowboard.
Womp.
Jesus Christ. And so you're very depressed and sad until you hear about this group of people, this group of homeless people, pretty much, to be more specific, who collect bottles and stuff, put them into carts, and fucking race them down mountains at 70 miles per hour. No regulations, nothing like that, just a fucking cart. And you make a movie about it. But not only do you make a movie about it, you become their friends, and you get really involved in their life. And because it's not just about the carts. it's about the darkness as well of these people's lives. And you see that there is a lot of potential in all of these people's lives. And you see how the director is able to kind of help some of them in a way. And you also see how they're able to help him at the end of the movie. And yes, turns out he is in a wheelchair the entire time, which is a crazy reveal, which we'll get to. What did you guys think of the movie?
Sam?
This movie is sad as fuck, like real fucking sad on levels that are just like not okay. And it's just so easy to just feel like these people are not solely located in North Vancouver. Like, I could go down the street and find people like this, and it is so just like you watch these people and you get to love them, and then you see the mistakes that they make, and you feel so crushed. And then like you get scenes like where the main dude is trying to be sober, and he's talking about it, and he's like, I have 70 something bucks and I haven't thought about buying a beer once. And I was like, damn, that's like, that shit hits. And then you get other parts where like the more the film goes on and you see the director in his wheelchair and everything, it's just like, wow, this is something that's very hard for you to do, and you're doing it. And then even they talk to him about like, if I were you, I would be drunk, a fucking alcoholic, and all this kind of shit with the serious shit you're dealing with. And it is such a good movie. I did not expect it to be so good, and for how short it is, it's perfectly compacted and gives us all the information we need. And obviously you want more of these people's lives, but thank God we got the little glimpse that we got.
Yeah, so this was a very interesting one for me. When Matt texted us the other day that this was his pick for this week, I kind of like wasn't sure if he was serious or not at first, because the title just sounded very weird and I'd never heard of it before. And I was like, what the hell is that? And when I looked it up, I was like, okay, this is interesting. I wonder how the hell he even heard about this. And I watched it pretty much right after that, before work that day. And I just got to say, man, like I've said before, I may have even said it last week, I don't pretend that we have a massive reach with this podcast, but I like to, whenever we talk about some more underrated movies, that are really good, get them out there and promote them. And maybe even if like 3 or 4 people hear about them who didn't know about them, like we're doing a good job. And I don't think that's ever applied as much to this movie, like more than anything to this movie. This is one of the best underrated gems we've ever found. I loved this thing from start to finish, had no idea what to expect. The premise just sounded really bizarre. And man, I really, really want as many people as possible to know that this thing exists, because it is fantastic. Like you said, Sam, it is very sad at parts, like unexpectedly so. I was very caught off guard by some of the parts, particularly in the second half, with, man, I can't remember the guy's name, the old dude.
Fergie.
What's his name?
Fergie,
okay.
Yep.
Shout out to him. Bro was like one of the best parts, arguably you could say the heart of the documentary. He, his scenes were very touching, very moving. And I mean, all of it. I love the whole thing, but like, I don't know, it's weird because it's like, it does what like documentaries should do. It shows you this world that you know nothing about, opens it up to you, makes it accessible. Like, who the hell would have known that there was a Canadian subculture of homeless shopping cart thieves and bottle collectors who race their shopping carts downhill, and like it's an extreme sport for them and stuff. I would never have known that had I not watched this, and I'm glad that I know that now, because it's really interesting and it's really cool, and all of the people that they show in this documentary are really interesting, cool people. And again, I just love how the dude, Murray Seipel, who's making the documentary, it not only is he showing them and their lives and what they're going through. But he himself is relating to them because he was into extreme sports and he can relate to that aspect of it. And one of the most poignant scenes in the documentary was him being like, yeah, no, I get what you guys, experienced, like the way people look at you and think a certain thing. And I'm used to people giving me looks like that now that I'm in a wheelchair and stuff. And I'm like, I love how he can relate to them. And like, that's kind of his entry point to the documentary. And yeah, just basic thoughts off the top from me. Thought this was, it was sad, but it was also very heartwarming at parts. I just love
the ending. Yeah. It's a very heartwarming ending. Like,
yeah.
You're like, fuck yeah. Cause like, I was kind of curious how he was going to like, end the, well, I guess like how do you end this movie exactly? That was like the perfect way to end it, with him in the fucking cart going down the thing, and then they put the wheelchair right there for that one shot. And I like the shots in this movie are fucking insane. Like the ones that are like right next to the wheels when they're going down are like, I'm like, how did you get some of these? I would have to imagine they might have put him in the cart for some of those shots, like the ones where they're right up on his face. Big Al, I think that's that dude's name. And one of my favorite scenes also is when he's going through explaining all the fucking shopping cart, like little things. I'm like, this is why this is a good shopping cart. Yeah.
For your belly.
Exactly. And then the ones with the quarter, he's like, got to get my quarter back. But I just,
and you just feel so good. Like, you're so sad that, or just torn that he puts himself in jail pretty much. And then getting out 10 months later, and that's the very first thing he fucking does. And he says, there's no other feeling in the world like this until you try it. And it makes me want to just get a fucking cart and do some wild shit. Like,
yeah. I mean, they did show that dude, like, what's the word? Like, hitting that car, getting hit by the car in the beginning too, which I thought was kind of nuts. And then he just gets up and he's like, nope, let's go. You got to get me out of here. It's like, something's going on with my leg. And it's like, yeah, it's probably broken.
Yeah. I just loved it because it was just pure, like, I mean, indie filmmaking. And Matt, the way you described it in your review, even kind of gonzo journalism a bit,
It is. I was surprised. I usually don't attribute things to like that, but I was like, this is definitely kind of gonzo.
But I just love, because it's like, I don't know, it's not like this big, like, overproduced thing. It's like a guy just made this and he just followed some people around with the camera, made something really magical. It's just like such a ground level look at its subject. Like, so many documentaries are like much bigger and examining things on a much bigger scale and getting all of these like famous people to do interviews and just things like that. And it's like, no, this is just a guy with a camera crew filming these people on a ground level and becoming part of their world. And it's just, I don't know, I just absolutely love the spirit of this thing. It was just so, like, especially since Sam and I are in the process of making our own little documentary, it really inspired me for, like, whenever we go back to finish that, I'm like, man, this thing just energized me for sure. Like, I was taking some pointers from this thing and I really hope, I wish there was a way to follow up and find out what happened to all these guys. I have to assume Fergie is dead by now, considering this came out in 2008 and it wasn't looking looking good for him.
Well, I was very happy when he. I was gonna say I was happy when he got the house. I was very happy when they got it, or that room. But then it got fucking sad again in like 2 seconds, and I was like, "How?" I was so happy for you, and I'm still happy for you, but now I'm more sad than I was 5 minutes ago.
But it was amazing though, because like the things that they got for this. Like, just the fact that he just let them film him that entire night until he fell asleep, like, capturing those moments, like, that was just amazing to me.
One of my favorite things he says was, like, can't win for losing some days. And it's just like, Jesus Christ. And he was talking about not seeing his kids anymore because how do you deal with a dad who is so fucking detached from normal life?
I couldn't believe it when they said he was 49.
That blew my brains. I was like, what the fuck?
I thought for sure he was in his late 60s or early 70s. I couldn't believe it when he said he was 49. But Yeah, and then the dude, Big Al, yeah, the redheaded guy, he was awesome. Like all his parts I loved, and I don't know, it's just like all the people and the dude in the trailer as well.
Yeah.
The really sophisticated sounding dude.
I like that juxtaposition of him because he was the one who made the most sense, and he was like, I'm just here to pick up bottles. Some people aren't here to do that, and he was kind of judging them for that too.
Yeah. But he also like wanted to give back, which was like his garden and all that kind of stuff, which was cool. And I wondered how he got that water though. If he didn't pay for like a well or something, probably siphoned it from the river up the road or something, up like behind his trailer.
It's like he was the only one who wasn't really homeless. Like he had actually had like a little cabin, and he was intentionally living that way, not necessarily like circumstances put him there. So
look, the cleanest, we'll say that.
And he did have like, I think he had a really good, like he made the most sense to me. I was like, yeah, like, you know, he just wants to live off the land and chill and not like take too much. And I'm like, you know, that makes sense to me.
It just goes to show, like, I mean, you don't have to be like, anybody can, if they really like know what they're doing and are willing to put in the effort, can make something like fantastic. You know, you don't have to be this like veteran documentary filmmaker. And I know he's done other stuff, but I mean, you know, I just, the craft of this thing, again, it's so low budget. It's so like, we're just guys with cameras going through these Canadian neighborhoods and filming this stuff. But it's like, granted, I haven't seen like a ton of documentaries, but it's one of my favorites that I've ever seen, just because of like the way it was done, the way it perfectly captures the subjects, the way it like, you know, he puts himself in the middle of it, and just like, what an interesting thing. Like I said, I would never have known. It sounds like a Mad Libs thing almost. Like Canadian shopping cart racers who are homeless and collect bottles, you know? It's like, it's a Mad Libs thing. It's the most weird little subculture, but it's amazing. And I just love that someone actually took the time to document it so that other people could like know about it. Because I don't know. My life is richer for knowing this exists now and having seen this documentary. Like, I really thought it was like just super, super well done and super heartfelt and super just like, I don't know. The whole thing really was just very well done. I was like, wow. I usually like to keep how I feel about our picks close to the chest until we do the episodes. But I texted Matt, like, I think the day I saw it, and was like, this thing was amazing, and I can't wait to talk about it. So, because, yeah, just great.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you to Tubi.
Yeah.
Literally put that in my, like, it said movies recommended for you in like an email. And I saw Carts of Darkness, and I said, that kind of sounds sick. And I just looked it up, and I was like, wow. 7.6, barely anybody's seen this movie. I looked it up on like Letterboxd, barely anybody I know has even watched it or like follow or anything. So I was like, hell yeah.
There are no trivia things for it on IMDb or anything. And I'm just like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to, like, if we can, just on our little teeny tiny scale, I want to start to get the word out about it and just like maybe convince some people to watch it. And, you know, if there's any movie I've ever wanted to like blow up exposure wise on this show, it would be this one, just because like it doesn't seem like that many people have seen it, and it is such a gem. And yeah, and I also have to say, to your point earlier, Matt, the shots in this thing are insane, because I remember in particular that whole scene where he's sitting with Fergie, like by the ocean or the river or whatever, with the ships in the background. I could not get over how well shot that whole part was. I was like, this looks like cinematic. I'm like,
the shots of the guitar too, when he like forgot the song, and then you were just talking and smoking a cigarette, and then they shoot the the head of the guitar. That was awesome.
Also cool that like a guy from Canada can like relate that much to like a song about someone from Tennessee, you know?
Yeah.
It's like this cross country, you know, like inspiration there. I thought that was cool.
Something that Matt told me before I watched it was that it kind of plays off like a Trailer Park Boys episode, and
I was about to bring that up.
Yeah, it really fucking does at times, where it's just like wild as fuck, and then them stealing the carts is something from that as well. And
That's why I'm kind of surprised they didn't just straight up rip off this movie and have them like do some crazy racing stuff in one of those episodes. Because that seems like some shit they would do. And I was kind of thinking too, I was like, Trailer Park Boys might not be too far off. Because
it was also cool seeing the like obviously they're talking about like the blue bin people who try to shoo them away and everything. But I also like them interviewing the people in the neighborhood who were like, they're not hurting us, they're taking our bottles for us and everything. I was like, it's wholesome seeing that people are cool with it too, some of them anyway.
One of the funniest things that made me laugh was I can't remember exactly what they like how it was said, but it was like, oh, we wash them out, and then the guy just goes, no, we don't always wash them out. Like he like corrects her in the middle of it, or it's like vice versa. Like she says, we don't always wash them out, and he goes, no, we wash them out. I can't remember which one it was, but it was still the fact that he left it in. I thought that was hilarious.
I've kind of put myself in the mind space when the dude with the trailer was talking about how Canada Day is his favorite day because he makes like $270 off of bottling. Like, if people are just walking around with drinks and that kind of stuff, do you just ask them for it when you see that they finish it? Like, that must be so uncomfortable to a degree to like.
Well, I feel like if you're one of those dudes with the trash can, it's not early in the trash bag. It's not as like weird because you're not just like walking up. Can I get your cans? But you're like, oh, I'm clearly collecting them, so
yeah,
it's not as like a weird ask. Because I feel like if you just walked up to somebody, can I have your empty can?
Also, again, a nice peek into, again, just Canadian like mindset, just little things that they were saying, like. The guy having the Canadian flag socks, and the guy's like, why do you have the Canadian flag socks? Because someone's got to be patriotic, goddammit, or something like that. I was like, I've never heard a Canadian say that before. That
was one of my favorite lines.
Of course, and then when he sees Big Al got out, and he stops for a second and stares at him, and he just goes, get out of here, y'all are trespassing. And I was just like, oh my God, that's actually,
So I just realized I racked up 5 cents with this one. We'll see how much money I make by the end of this episode.
There you go.
How much this cost?
Prosecco, Matt?
Yeah. I'm like, how much is this is going to get me?
I should start keeping track.
That has to be at least 20 cents.
15. 15 cents. Yep.
Wow.
California, Sierra, I don't know what the fuck that means, but yeah, I got 15
Oregon
cents.
In Minnesota. So we got to travel with these to get the money.
Right.
Probably need proof of residence too, which is bullshit, but.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they didn't in Canada, at least. So.
But, yeah, truly one of the just, like best, most wholesome, most underrated things that, we've seen in a minute. That definitely, when I turned it on, I was like, not at all sure of what to expect. Was very much just like, okay, I guess this is like. Again, I kind of half thought Matt was joking when he first said the name. I was like, "What the hell is this?" And it was, truly. I mean, one of my favorite picks of this season, if not the podcast. It was just a great time. So,
I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad we all liked it, and I hope that everyone out there will look it up. It's on Tubi.
I told my teacher
only an hour.
Today. I told my teacher about it, and he was like, "That sounds." So like soul crushing, and I was like, no, it's like uplifting, and it makes you so happy at the end, and like throughout. So
exactly, and I've been telling people at work about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to tell my brother about it. I hope I can get at least one person to watch it because it's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But well, now we gotta move on from the carts and talk about something from our hearts. I'm right here down at the beach, and things are pretty sweet, like a peach. Well,
you got your swim trunks ready, Jackson? Because I brought them. Even though I'm not there.
Got all kinds of things ready. The whole mark. I was this close to. Whoa! What the hell?
Jackson, did you forget to turn off your sucky?
sucky.
It said
vacuum cleaner just turned on out by itself. I don't know what the hell just happened.
You got to go. Someone died at that beach house.
I guess so.
It was the maid.
Probably. Wow. That was like spooky. The thing's not even plugged in. What the fuck?
That is kind of spooky, actually.
There's a ghost. There's a ghost in here. All right. Well, good to know. But yes, I was this close to going full Mark Harmon regalia, just getting the whole outfit at one of the beach shops and everything, but didn't do it. If we had done that episode while I was here, I 100% would have done it. But
completely get that.
Anyway, now we must move on from Canada, and we must journey to Notre Dame. Because, boys, if last week taught us anything, it's that Famke Janssen, that dame, can hunch my back any day that she wants. And so can Demi Moore, for that matter. The Hunchback of Notre Dame, or Notre Dame.
I know what you're doing, Matt, and thank you.
Well, I can't see what he's doing, because when I'm on my phone, I can only see one person, but...
Oh, don't worry, I can't see technically what he's doing either, but I know what he's doing.
Oh, dear God. Okay, I should have known this was coming. I should have known. Before I even saw him, I knew it. Okay.
Hey, what are you laughing at? It's not funny, guys. This is a deformity.
Oh.
You are sick individuals for laughing at me.
Hi, Quasimodo.
God damn.
You predicted all this.
Yeah, apparently so. Dear God.
The Bobby Bacala. But yes,
that's what it's for.
Yes. Disney's 1996 classic animated adventure, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, which was my pick this week. And so, ladies and gentlemen, if you can, I want you to picture this. It's the 90s, and you're working at Disney. Who are you? Well, you're two men. You're Gary Trousdale and Kirk Wise, and you're the directors of Beauty and the Beast, one of the most legendary animated films to ever exist. And that film is the first animated film ever made to be nominated for the Academy Award for Best Picture. It's a phenomenon. And so then...
It's a phenomenon.
It is indeed. And so what do you do as your second feature? Of all the things you could choose, what do you pick? Why, you pick the classic tale, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And it comes out, and it is, in my opinion, one of the best Disney movies ever made. One of my personal favorites. And it is definitely recognized. It's definitely very iconic, but it doesn't get the love that Beauty and the Beast got, or a lot of the other Renaissance movies got.
It's because I'm so ugly. Nobody wants to look at me.
You got to do the face thing when you like the way his fingers wrap around his face, or just.
I should have grabbed some tape and just taped my nose up.
You should have. But yeah,
the Elephant Man doesn't have shit on me.
But my friends, this is complete and total bullshit, because today I'm going to make the case that this is one of the best Disney films ever. But we'll get to that. The plot, very simple. There's Quasimodo. He is a hunchback, and he is the bell ringer. He lives in the bell tower, and he rings the bells every day, and he's been raised by the evil Judge Frollo.
He's so evil, he gave him the name Quasimodo.
Yes.
Which I don't know if y'all picked up. Like, they called Jaime and Stand and Deliver Quasimodo at one point in the last movie. So like when they're making fun of him. When they were making fun of him, yeah, one of the students calls him Quasimodo. And
I didn't remember that. That's wild.
And so that's how it was like.
All kinds of connection. But you've been told you can never leave this bell tower, because if you do, everyone will hate you for your appearance. And yes, Matt, you know what I'm talking about. But yes, then you meet a beautiful gypsy woman named Esmeralda, and her people are being oppressed, and she's not going to stand for it. And so Quasimodo and the new captain of the guards are going to help her free her people from Judge Frollo's grip, because he wants to kill them all. And it's a battle. It's an epic battle. There is greed, lust, betrayal, religion, all these things that we have come to know.
Shooting your shot outside your league. Well outside. Shooting your shot well outside your league.
That's for damn sure.
I'm pretty sure he fails.
Well, we're talking about Quasimodo and Judge Frollo, both shooting their shots well outside their league.
Fair.
So at least Quasimodo's not a dick. But
Judge Frollo, you wonder though what it looks like, right?
Say what?
It makes you wonder what it looks like if everything else is deformed.
I know what it looks like. Give me a second.
Oh dear Jesus!
It looks like the Eraserhead baby just hanging there, dangling.
Oh my God. You're going to hell for that one, man.
He's not a real person. Okay.
Oh,
and the Hunchback switches sides.
Corkscrewed.
Oh, dear God. Dear God.
That's what it looks like.
It's like a seahorse. It's like a seahorse cock.
Yeah.
With the corkscrew.
Corkscrew. Or like a duck.
Man.
A duck.
That is something else. Sam's got one now, too. Oh, that's fine. I'm Judge Frollo. You two can never leave this place. The world will hate you, Matt and Sam, if you leave your domain.
You know, I would have preferred to be ruled by Judge Rollo. They taste better.
I'm ringing the bell.
Good. That's the only thing you should be doing.
That's not working.
Anyway, thoughts on the film?
Well, I will go first because Jesus fucking Christ, did I not realize? And I am a low down dirty bastard because I didn't realize how fucking good this movie was until I rewatched it for the first time since I was like 4 or 5 this last week. Because already from like the first song, first opening shots, it's one of my favorite Disney movies, period. It is so good. Stacked ass fucking cast. Jason Alexander is wild. Demi Moore, wild. We got, I forgot the actor's name all of a sudden. Dougie, no, I just want to call him Dougie from Twin Peaks. As Tony J. Thank you. Because a movie that I want to shout out and recommend, Time Bandits, he is also in that as a authoritarian figure. I'll just say that. But I do
can't forget about Kevin Kline.
Kevin Kline. Oh my God.
And Tom Hulse.
Really good. Bill
and back from Road to El Dorado.
Patrick Starr himself.
Bill
Fagerbaki, whatever his name.
The fuck did you just say, Sam? No, I'm just kidding.
Bukaki, that's what I said.
No, that's his last name is Gay Bukaki.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, it just, there's so much going on. It is so adult at times. Like there is some genuinely fucked up shit that is not okay for kids to see. And
Hunchback?
Yes. But it's completely like I get why Black Cauldron is considered their like fucked movie, but this one takes the cake for me entirely.
Well, this one is their fucked movie, and it's good, unlike Black Cauldron.
Damn. I haven't even seen Black Cauldron, but damn.
It's all right.
It's fine.
So good.
It's really just a forgettable nothing movie, but
yeah,
it's not terrible.
It happens. It's not like
is it?
But it shows death. So, which Disney movies do not do, or not enough. They'll hide
penises though in the clouds.
Exactly.
They won't show death.
But
the priest will have a boner in Little Mermaid.
Mm-hmm. When you wonder why there's a little hint of evil behind every Disney frame, it's because there's pedophiles behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You're like, I feel good right now, but also, why do I feel like there's some malice going on in this movie? Like, every movie I watch, which unfortunately is true in my opinion. I did like this one.
So goddamn fucked at points. I love the dimension, but it definitely bends this or suspends the belief at points, because like when he's like falls off the tower and has the rope, that rope stops him, and he's not very like, there's no more rope, but somehow he manages to swing all the way around and down to the fire, which, so you have to suspend some stuff for that. But I think it's a solid story and really well made, and not enough people are talking about it when they talk about Disney's like Renaissance in the 90s. So
yeah, that's the thing, is I'm not a huge fan of like Disney for some reason. I don't know why. I'm not a huge fan of their animation, their hand-drawn animation. Pixar is like, when they teamed up with Pixar, that's a different story. And that's just one of those things where I don't think they're bad. I just personally don't go out of my way to watch them. So Jackson, when you picked this one, I was like, damn, now I got it. Because I haven't seen this one since I was a kid. And I was like, damn. But honestly, though, I do have a good time with these movies when I see them. I just have a weird, like, when they're not around in my head, they just don't. They have like a weird negative connotation. But I actually really did have a good time with this one. I thought all the voice actors were crazy good. I really enjoyed Jason Alexander because I could hear him the most, where I'm like, yeah, it's definitely you. Demi Moore, I had to look up and be like, oh, okay. Kevin Kline, I kind of heard, and it made more sense when I saw his name. And then whoever plays the Hunchback, voice actor, yeah.
Tom Hulse.
Yep.
Mozart from Amadeus.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh my God. Great.
Joe from Animal House.
Yes, that's why I was looking at the cat. I was like, oh my God. And I really had a good time with it. Like you said, it's very adult, which I didn't expect it to be the more serious one, because I really haven't seen this one since I was a kid. So all I remember is like, honestly, I think it was him swinging on that rope. It's like 90% of what I remember. And I had a really good time. I had fun. I watched this one right after Carts of Darkness, and I felt like it was a good double feature because it had like similar uplifting moments where I wasn't like torn down really. But yeah, the thing is, I didn't have a whole lot of notes for this one because I started just watching, like, you know what I mean? And I was like not thinking about taking notes. But
I must say,
I mean, this might have been one of the quickest cases of this movie. Could have been over in 5 seconds had they just let him throw the baby in the fucking water.
Hey,
and arguably might have been a better life for the kid. But you know what? Well, because think about it. I know we're giving him life, but like, okay, you die and you're peaceful and you can be reincarnated or whatever, or you got to live under this cunt and shoved up in a fucking attic for the rest of your life.
I gotta disagree, because he had hairy arm representation, and I 100% am supportive of that.
I guess I'm just saying. I was like, damn, they really did kind of fuck him by making him live. Because like, why? They couldn't have like give him a mom and pop Ken or something, like some really nice family. No, they got to give him the shitty judge. I'm only half joking.
In the book, he dies, so they helped him by having him live in the movie and be accepted by everybody. It's like his first.
Are you gonna watch the sequel, Jackson?
No, I'm not watching any of this.
Is that 2 Hunchbacks of Notre Dame?
No, he struggles with accepting a woman that likes him because she looks pretty.
Wait, oh yeah, because that was my whole issue. It was like he was trying to go after the gypsy girl, and then she was like, "Nah, I want Kevin Kline."
He's like, "Oh, you're cool and all, but no,
no reach arounds for the humpback."
Yeah, God dang. Hey, at least he respected the balance.
Yeah,
so,
fair.
Yeah, true.
Because it's Demi Moore. But second appearance.
I wonder if that had anything to do with her casting in that movie at all, or if they thought about that whatsoever when they put her in that fucking Hunchback.
I don't think they thought about it until they were filming the scenes, and then probably someone made a joke.
Somebody had to have brought it up.
Probably occurred to them, yeah.
Yeah.
But, so I just got to say, I've been wondering if this was ever going to happen. I can't remember if I've ever mentioned it before on the show. This year, I have been watching every Disney animated movie in chronological order because I had not seen most of them. Like, it was embarrassing how few of them I had seen. Like, even the biggest classics, I'd never seen most of them. Like, there were the ones that, like, came out when I was a kid that I grew up with, but, like, pretty much before Mulan, like, I hadn't seen a single one of them, basically. And I was like, I'm going to rectify that. This is something I've been thinking about doing for a long time, and this was the year where I was finally like, I'm doing it. Because, you know, I started right around the time the piece of shit Snow White remake came out. I was like, you know what? I think this is a good time to go ahead and start paying some respect to the classics.
That face she makes.
Say what?
I'm trying to do that face she makes in Snow White where it's like, all right. I don't know. Is that like close enough?
Your eyes aren't dead enough. You have life in them.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
What was I going to say? Oh, so I've been wondering the whole time, because I've been doing this since March. That's how long it's been that I've been watching all of them. Because I had to take a bit of a break in the middle. But it's mostly been pretty consistent, but I had to take a break in the middle because I was busy with stuff. But I've been wondering, like, am I ever going to get one on the podcast? And I was starting to think it was never going to happen. And then as soon as I saw this one, like, I had my queue of movies that I had, like, set aside for the rest of the season. And I just had to bump one of them out because I was like, nope, I'm talking about this on the podcast. I love this movie so much. I want to sing its praises. I want to make a case for it being one of the best Disney movies. I truly, truly think, I mean, out of all the ones that I've seen, like, this is one of my absolute favorites. It's above almost everything else. I think that the animation in this is absolutely breathtaking. I think the story is amazing. I love the fact that they had such a grounded, darker, more mature tone. Frankly, I think it's incredible that they managed to not get a PG rating for this movie. I think that is just unbelievable. But because it's like so much darker than the average Disney movie, or even just the average animated movie. And man, the songs in this are amazing. My boy Alan Menken coming back and crushing it yet again. My boy Steven Schwartz coming in.
The songs were good.
The lyrics. Yeah, all the songs in this were incredible. And I think like the Children of God song was amazing. The animation in that scene was unbelievable. The so many of the other songs, and I just have to say, you know, the one that had the most legendary reputation out of all of them, that I couldn't wait to finally see if it lived up, was the Hellfire song. And holy Christ, that is one of my favorite scenes in anything ever now. Like, anything. Amazing song, amazing animation. That is Tony J actually singing the song. Like, they didn't get someone to do his singing voice. Like, the fact that he sang that so well and acted so well at the same time.
Fuck. Like, he is despicable.
His character is just... And that's the thing. Like, his character on the page is so evil and so hateable. But Tony J's performance, I mean, really just bumps it up, like, quite a few notches. Like, I'm so glad they got him for this, because I knew him from my childhood as the voice of Baron Mordo in the Spider-Man animated series, among other things. He's just been he's a legendary voice actor who's been around for a long time. And yeah, seeing him in Twin Peaks was weird as fuck, like in the couple episodes that he was in as the mayor. But yeah, he was amazing. Like you said, the whole cast, Tom Hulce, Demi Moore, Kevin Kline, Jason Alexander, everybody. And we cannot forget Disney veteran David Odin Steers, who played the Archdeacon, ripped to the fucking goat.
Yeah.
That's Jumba, and Cogsworth, and many other characters. And Governor Ratcliffe from Pocahontas, and so many others. But, yeah, just really, really phenomenal movie. Every frame of this looked like a painting. I really thought just, I really appreciated, again, the super grounded, mature approach that they took. I appreciated just everything. I thought it was just beautiful. The colors, just everything about it. I thought these guys, I know Beauty and the Beast was the bigger hit, but, and that's a great movie. But these directors, to me, this is, between those two, the one I definitely prefer. I'm excited to get to their next one, Atlantis: The Lost Empire. That'll be an interesting one to see.
Have you seen
I will say this, though. Quasimodo was slacking in 2019. maybe that should be the sequel. By the way, Notre Dame burned down in 2019.
Oh, okay.
Almost burned down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where was he? Where is he? Where's the rope at that point?
It was tied into a noose that he hung himself with.
Damn.
When he found out 9/11 was an inside job.
When he could afford mirrors.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, I think again, like, what was I going to say? Oh, what did you guys think of the gargoyles?
Oh, I thought they were fun.
They were fun. I think they were a little
mentally ill, a little bit on his end.
Say unnecessary to a degree. But
they're all his own friends, right?
It's what takes it out of the like if they wanted to play into the fact that they were never real to begin with, I could get with that, but like they're there with other people.
I think that was the original. I think early in development they were playing with that idea that you were supposed to guess like whether the gargoyles are real or in his head. But obviously at the end they're helping fight the soldiers.
Yeah,
so
they're real.
But I think again, like that was the one thing I've heard most people. For a lot of people, it was their biggest complaint is the gargoyles that like they're out of place, they're too goofy. For the most part, I disagreed.
Yeah, you need the goof.
I thought they were. I'm like, look, first of all,
it's like the homeless man needed the goof.
I'm like, first of all, it is a Disney movie, so like obviously you're going to have something like that in there. It's not out of place.
Is this post Hercules or pre Hercules?
Say what?
Is this pre or post Hercules?
This is the one right before Hercules.
Okay. Well, then it makes sense. Even more so. Why?
So, but I think they fit. I don't think.
Oh.
I don't find them overbearing. The only time they were is that one dumb song they have where they're just like the city is literally on fire and they're singing like this like hey she likes you kind of song. I'm like this is extremely out of place, but that was the one scene in the movie that actually kind of didn't work for me.
Hey,
the rest of all the rest of the song,
you can't let the city being on fire ruin your game, and they were keeping him on point. They're like, don't forget about this shit, don't lose track of what you're doing this for.
They honestly reminded me. Jackson, have you seen 8 Crazy Nights with Adam Sandler?
No, he hasn't, and we're picking that this podcast.
No, and so help me
because he said he was going to kill us last year.
If either one of you ever picked that album,
the gargoyles remind me of many characters in that movie. I'll just say that. Did you hear what I said, Sam? Yes, I did, and I'm not going to say it.
I say this as your friend. I will cut both of your throats in your sleep if you ever pick 8 Crazy Nights. Just putting that out there.
Somebody hasn't had an alcohol problem. Because that movie solves them.
Oh my god.
That movie will give me one.
Yeah, I was about to say, we'll finally get Jackson drinking on the podcast.
Why else would you watch that movie unless you were a fucking drunk, fucking dumb fuck?
The Paul Masson you still have will be shoved down your throat by yourself. You'll be shoving it down your throat.
Guys, these are all jokes, of course, because we're acting like to get to the next Christmas or holiday episode, I'm going to have to survive the season 2 finale, and we all know that's not going to happen. So, really what this season has become at this point is just a countdown to my death,
Yes.
like just counting the weeks I'm still alive.
And by the way, which I think is funny that I switched my pick at the last minute to the longest yard because I feel like you're like, why? And I feel like you're internally pissed off right now.
I'm not thrilled with you for that, but we'll see what happens.
We will, because I guarantee we're gonna have a fun discussion with that one, even if you hate it.
I'll bet we will. But at least Courtney Cox is in that one, so that's
for 5 seconds.
But still, I'll take it. But yeah, it. Again, I genuinely think like I just wanted to get this on the podcast and go to bat for it. I really think like it doesn't get enough credit. Like when you think about the Renaissance and all the best movies, it's like Little Mermaid, Lion King, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast. I think Mulan has joined that conversation at this point as one of the better ones. But this one doesn't get talked about as much. And I've heard some people say they think it's kind of uneven. It's kind of all over the place tonally, and I just couldn't disagree more. This is one of my I enjoyed every second of this thing. I thought the animation was beautiful. I thought the characters were all so 3-dimensional and interesting. I thought it dealt with such mature themes that were not common for Disney at this time. I mean,
that was
even
one of
more
the only
so
things I
than
wrote down was this is not a Disney kids movie.
Yeah.
That's probably why I liked it more than I thought I would, because I was kind of thinking I was going to just kind of blow over it a little bit, you know? But I ended up enjoying it.
To the point where the directors said they intentionally were like, we're not necessarily making this just for kids. We're making it for everybody. And Jason Alexander at the time literally said, like, I ain't taking my 4-year-old daughter to see it. He's like, he's like, nah, she's a little too young. This is a little too dark. But, you know.
Too young to be hanging out with Jerry Seinfeld?
Yeah, maybe. Who would later go on
Yeah, right.
to make the greatest animated film of all time, B-Movie.
B-Movie is the greatest animated film of all time. Actually, well, I'm not thinking about B-Movie, but I was thinking about picking Anastasia for the podcast in the future.
That would be fun. I'd love to see that.
Anastasia.
I've never seen it.
Wow, yeah, I literally just recently found out about it, and I was like, I don't pick animated movies. But this isn't quite Disney. It's like 20th Century Fox, it looks like. So I'm like,
is this the first animated
now
movie
it's a Disney
for the show?
No, we did 9.
Yeah, remember we did.
Right. Okay.
I'm the only one who hasn't picked an animated one, though.
Or a foreign film.
But that's changing next week.
Yep. And you've picked a musical, right, Sam?
No, I'm waiting on my musical for season 3. I know what it is. I need it to go on streaming. So
I'm letting you guys know, in season 3, I am finally going to redeem myself and pick a good musical, because both of the ones that I picked were utter dog shit. So I'm going to pick a good one and redeem myself. Don't worry. It's coming.
I don't know. I think I'm going to round out season 2 with my childhood movies and then just kind of drop that for season 3 and go for more like mature stuff. So I'm just letting you know my next 3. That's why Longest Yard's in there. Because I was like, okay, it's a childhood.
I got a childhood one coming up in a couple weeks. But and it's one that we've been teasing the whole season. So it'll be interesting. Weird. So final thoughts on Hunchback. I really think it's just, again, really, really, really phenomenal. Just every aspect of it. The animation is just absolutely breathtaking. There were many shots in this movie where I was like, wow. So many sequences where I was like, just again, like the colors, the just the way it's drawn and just everything. I'm like, I don't know. It really just was firing on all cylinders for me. I can't say enough. That Hellfire song is one of my favorite scenes in anything. I mean, just unbelievable. That lived up to its reputation, like fully. And I really thought, like, what a great villain song. What a great just song in general. I love the way it's contrasted with the Hunchback song, where he sings like the polar opposite, like singing about how he loves her and how she makes him feel good. And then Judge Frollo is singing the exact opposite about how she makes him fearful and angry and lustful and all this. And just the contrast is just amazing.
The image of her dancing in the fire while he's singing is like so sexual. And I was like, God damn, dude. Yeah. Like,
that was one of the things that almost got it a PG rating, but the one rule they had was just make it clearer that she's got clothes on or something like that. But yeah, or make it look like she does, because that almost got them a PG rating. But
I got an itch on my hump, but I can't reach.
Go reach around for the humpback.
My hump.
My lady hump.
That's right. But
I'll give somebody $14 if they pop this. 14.
$14.
Sorry, I'm $1 shy.
Well, now that we've been to Canada, we've been to Notre Dame, but now, my friends, we must journey to 1960s California. And
oh man,
once we get there, you're gonna wish you never came.
You're gonna wish you were born a winner.
Yeah, there are born winners, and we're not going to talk about them today, because today we're going to talk about the born losers. Take it away, Mr. Holler. You fuck.
Any of y'all got any acid? Because goddamn, we're going out of orbit for 3 days.
What? I got some amphetamines in my bike.
All right. Good to know. Good to know. Well, folks, I must regretfully say, picture this. Not in a bad way.
I was about to say, are we like? I don't hate this movie. It's not great.
I love this movie. It's not good. I love this movie. Jesus Christ.
We'll get there.
What you witness, you probably don't want to witness. So last week,
it depends on who you are.
Depending on who you are. But last week, people went back to school, and who else went back to school? College, to be specific. Little old Vicky, and little old Vicky is on a bike. Little old Vicky's getting harassed by those goddamn Hell's Angels, goddamn animals, as our friend of the podcast, Hunter S. Thompson, says.
Thompson knows about, yes.
And what's going to happen? Well, who walks into town? None other than the Native American Rambo himself, Billy Jack. Directed by Tom Laughlin, starring Tom Laughlin, based on experiences of Tom Laughlin's life as a half Native American person. This movie takes you on the journey of this man who is in charge, not necessarily put in charge by the police, but the person who stands up, takes charge, and protects the women of the streets.
He's a vigilante.
Yeah, he's a vigilante. He ain't no fucking mincing words. He popped some caps and
doesn't mean he's not right.
He was doing it before Charles Bronson made it cool.
Exactly.
Crazy movie.
I was gonna say Tom Laughlin, our almost Californian mayor, until Arnold popped into the race and scared him with his muscles, and then he dropped out immediately as soon as Arnold joined the race. So almost had a whole different timeline.
I was gonna say, apparently a native's weakness is an Austrian.
But
who would have thought?
That's interesting.
Who would have thought? Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically Billy Jack dealing with, as Hunter S. probably put it, those goddamn Hell's Angels bastards. And you just got to take them down, and you got to save the day, and you got to save the women of the city, and you got to just do what the cops won't fucking do. And Jesus fucking Christ, the first beatdown in this movie is some of the most fucked shit I've ever seen, when they take that dude's face and smash it against the window and are smearing his lips and nose all over it.
There was a cut, and I thought that was a brilliant cut, which was like right where they hit his head, and then the blood splatters. It was like a quick little, probably because they had to put the blood in there. But I was like, I don't know why that was super effective to me. I was like, okay, yeah, that made that look gross.
It's really well shot, I think. I would say it's well paced too. Like, it's not like you're waiting on anything, but you're also not like, you don't know where things are going either. So it's.
I kind of felt like they focused. Well, I don't know. We'll get into it, but maybe they focused a little too much on the biker people.
It was kind of funny though. I will say this, and then I'll turn it to y'all. I watched it on Prime instead of my DVD just to make sure we saw the exact same version. And right after the girl who got raped is not Vicky, one of the other three girls.
I was about to say, which one? That applies to many different people in this movie.
Yeah. Basically, if you're a woman in this movie, you're getting sexually assaulted. There is no other way to mince those words. But she thinks she's safe, and she starts stripping in her apartment. And then they break in. Thank you, Matt. I noticed that the second you had that up. My Prime cut to a State Farm insurance ad, excuse me. And I was just like, this is so fucked up. Like, I wish State Farm was there for her, because otherwise
that would be the funniest fucking State Farm commercial ever. Like, she's about to get raped and she goes, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And then homeboy pops up and he's like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on? And he freaks out. Everyone's just like panicking. That's a sketch. I'm writing it down.
It is a damn dirty shame that no good neighbor was there to help her.
Matt, that's one of your funniest jokes this season. God damn it.
But that part killed me. Just it cutting immediately to that advertisement. So
that's so funny. I mean,
well, fellas, this was an interesting one. Is
Jackson finally gonna shit on a Sam movie for once? I'm just kidding.
Oh,
not for once, but it's been a while.
Well, I have a question. Well, it's because he doesn't pick dog shit, but
that was shots fired.
Just like the shotgun in that dude's fucking forehead.
Who am I to talk? I picked Amelia Perez in 9, but
intentionally. Well, you picked Amelia Perez intentionally. That's all my issue is.
Very true. Nevertheless, I forced you to suffer through it.
Because I don't think I intentionally picked Comet to fuck with you, or I intentionally picked Summer School to fuck with you.
Matt,
so.
your track record this season has actually been very good up until recently. So
it was an accident too, but and it's funny because both of those were last minute decisions, and I'm like, no more last minute decisions on my end.
Yeah,
they're all well thought out.
You had one last minute decision that probably should have backfired, but surprisingly didn't, which was Gamer. I thought for
that
sure.
was yeah.
I thought for sure that was.
That's where Matt got.
I think I got like a little bit of like, okay, I can maybe go a little farther here.
Close to the sun.
I flew. I was Icarus. I flew too close to the sun.
You were Lonesome Road, as we pointed out.
There were two in a row. I can't remember what the other one was, but there was another one I thought I was going to hate that I can't remember.
Oh, it was Rundown.
No, it was another one because Rundown I wasn't sure about, but I swear there was another one that you picked like right before or right after that I surprisingly liked. I can't remember what it was. Oh, it was Money for Nothing. Sam picked that one.
Yeah, Sam picked
that. Yeah, where again I thought I was going to not like that one and I did, but either way, yeah. So this one here, Matt, Sam, I have a question for you both. Matt, do you remember how you felt when Sam picked Bully?
Yeah, I do.
And Sam, do you remember how you felt when Matt picked Once Upon a Time in America?
Yeah.
And do you remember how we all felt when I picked The Flowers of War?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know exactly.
Well, my friends, in my personal opinion, I think The Flowers of War has been dethroned for me.
Or deflowered?
Yes, very much so. Perfect word to use. The most fucked up, rapey movie we have ever had in the history of this podcast. And much like Bully and The Flowers of War and Once Upon a Time in America, I really enjoyed this movie. And Sam, fuck you for picking it.
Do you know what's funny?
I wanted to do Billy Jack, but I had to do the first one.
So I swear to God, I thought Billy Jack. This is my whole thing with this one. Watching this, I thought I had seen this one before. I was dead certain I had seen this fucking movie already. Like, and then we started watching, and I was like, "This isn't the movie I know." Where's the scene where he because in Billy Jack, the scene I remember, which is honestly Billy Jack might be a better movie. Even though I liked it.
Unanimously, Billy Jack is the best out of the five of them.
The fucking most badass scene in almost any movie is Tom Laughlin sitting there staring at somebody, and he goes, "I'm going to put this foot," and he points at his the side of his temple. He's like, right there, and there's nothing you can do about it. And he goes, and then the moment he starts speaking, he spin kicks him in the fucking head. And I was like, "Yo, that is the badass." And I was waiting for that scene. And I was like, wait, this isn't the movie I've seen. And then I had to look it up, and they were like, yeah, I knew there was because I had that copy, so I knew there's a bunch of Billy Jack movies. But for some reason, I could have sworn I saw Born Losers. I have not seen this movie. This is the first time I saw it. In Jackson, I agree with you. Rapey as hell. More so than I had anticipated, because I don't remember Billy Jack.
That's 90% of the plot is this girl's getting raped.
This is the closest I've ever come to just saying fuck.
Yeah, the closest you've ever come, Jackson, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, you better believe it.
Because it's funny too. Hunter S. Thompson is his description of the Hells Angels very accurate in this, because it was almost verbatim to me. It was like, did he just read that book? But no, he actually also had interactions with them.
No,
and it just shows they're fucking bad people. No matter.
Legitimately, this is the closest I've ever come to just saying "fuck you" in the group chat, like Matt. When Sam picked Bully, I was like, "This Sam, I don't think you understand what you picked this week." This was a very good movie that I really enjoyed. It is also one of the most disturbing movies I've ever seen. Literally, I'm not exaggerating. 90% of it's not even there have been worse scenes of that depicted from picks on this show. Flowers of War still holds the record for the worst scene depicting that, but with this, it's more about just the after effects of it and the psychological damage that follows, and just the constant presence of just their evil, just that whole last part where they've got him in their lair and the guy's smacking her and punching her down on the ground, and I'm just this is just.
And she just one of those things.
Her pain.
I think this is one of those things where I can't tell if this is just good writing, directing, casting, like casting too. But like really is all three of those things just going into like, you know, ramming into the fact. I didn't feel like some of these people were acting at points, and that kind of scared me.
I can't tell you. Yeah. I can't tell you how much I felt the same way. The bikers in particular, I was watching the movie and I'm like, these guys are either the greatest actors I've ever seen, or they're not.
I was like writing, the directing, and then the casting just had to have been going off, or they just cast bikers who are fucking great.
About George Miller, because Mad Max has so many characters that are just like some of these bikers and some of the most disturbing qualities, and like they're.
Well, you can tell they're acting in Mad Max, though.
Yeah, but I'm saying like I think he might have seen this and was trying to like emulate those kind of people.
That was part of the thing that made it so disturbing to me, is the fact that at so many points it didn't feel like these were actors. It felt like I was really watching these bikers like torment these women and harass Billy Jack and intimidate all these townspeople and break into people's houses. And Matt, you know, it's funny because, which I think you were the one who mentioned the pacing. It's funny. Okay, well, but Matt, you did say something that I'm going to make a point about, which is the pacing was, I thought at first, very, very slow. Like, particularly in the second part, I was like, what are we building towards? What's going to happen? But then as it went along towards the end, I was like, because you said, Matt, I think they focused on the bikers a little too much.
I did say that, yes.
And at first, I thought I agreed. I was like, we're really mainly focusing on them and not Billy Jack. But by the end, I understood why. Because they wanted to show you as much as humanly possible, like, how every facet of how evil these guys are and how despicable these guys are and what their lifestyle is like and what they're doing on a regular basis, and them intimidating and harassing and threatening these people as much as possible, so that by the time you get to the end, I can probably count on one hand the number of deaths I have cheered for as much as the lead biker dude getting shot between the eyes. I just could not have more thoroughly hated those characters anymore. I mean, like, absolutely hated them with every fiber of my being.
100% on that one. They make you hate them. Like, there's no redeeming quality. There's no moment where you're like, oh, they could be a good person. Maybe, you know, underneath all this, or like on a separate life. Nope.
The sigh of relief I had when she escapes them the first time, when she first encounters them and gets in the gas station bathroom, and then you think they're just going to wait out there till she walks out. And he's like, no, like, let's leave. We'll get her later. And I was like, oh, okay. Billy Jack will be there to save her later. And then of fucking course he was not in any way, shape, or form.
That's kind of what I liked about this movie too, is Billy Jack isn't like some omniscient fucking like character who just, I know where to be at all times. I'm going to be here. You know, I'm going to be there. I'm going to, you know, do this. It's like, no, he gets the shit kicked out of him. He's like a fighter, but damn, you know, he's like a human.
That's the thing, though, is he was that at first, where he was like just the perfect, I'm going to be the one to kick everybody's ass.
That's why I said Native American Rambo at first.
When they get into the lair and he gets hit from behind, I was like, oh, geez, like, okay, he's not perfect. Like, he can take damage, you know? But no, there were a couple things I found weird, which one being, so Sam, do you know for a fact that Tom Laughlin is part Native American?
Yes.
Because he does not remotely look like he is.
That's why I looked it up.
So, yeah, I had the same issue. I was like, that's the whitest native I've seen. Is he lying? And then the fact that he really is, I was like, well.
It's not even just the fact that he doesn't remotely look Native American. It's the fact that they keep addressing him as like Injun and stuff like that. And I'm like, the fact that he's supposed to look enough like a Native American.
I wouldn't have, nobody in their right mind.
That's because he's a wanderer. Okay. He's a wanderer in these streets.
I'm like, he looks so white. The fact that they immediately recognized that was just weird to me, because I would never guess. I would never guess that he had.
It sounded like he wanted everyone to know.
he wrote the whole character the movie, so yeah.
I was about to say, he just wanted. Nobody knows I'm Native American. I need to like let people know.
Good point. But so there was that. That was weird for me. But then there was also, it's weird because so much of the movie I thought was genuinely very well written, and I thought And even like subtle things, like the gay undertones between the bikers was a very interesting.
Well, that Hunter S. Thompson brought that up. He said in the documentary, he said they would kiss each other just to throw people off. Like they would do it not
They
like
all
is
had
a
crabs. They all had crabs.
but
Little
they would do that literally to freak people out. And that's when I saw that I was like, oh shit, that's them doing that.
But not
and
even
like,
just
maybe there is homosexual undertones they were doing in the movie. But like I know for a fact Hunter S. Thompson did bring that up, and so they did it to freak people out.
But it wasn't even just that. It was also the fact that the guy Krabs keeps saying, "You guys want to hop in the shower together or whatever?" He says it like 3 times, and I'm like, there's some definite undertones that they've got here. Also, one of the most out of pocket reminded me of the stuntman. One of the most out of pocket lines ever. His name is Krabs. Why do you call him Krabs? Because he's got them. Like.
And they share everything, so that's how you know every single one of them have crabs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unless he's always the. Oh my god, those are some big fucking glasses. Or bloody.
Is it backwards? Is it backwards for you guys, or is it forwards?
It's forward.
It's forwards.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Exactly.
Michael Caine looking like Uncle Junior. That's interesting.
Why am I on that TV?
Why am I in there? But what was I going to say? Oh, but so most of the writing I thought was very good. I liked how they were exploring stuff like that. And one thing in particular that I was just so shocked by was how accurately it portrayed what it was talking about with like how that kind of thing affects women psychologically and like how people talk to them after, like the scene where the girl is in the hospital bed and she's like, do you know what I do to people when I pity them or see them as lesser? I do phony baby talk like you're doing. I was like, damn. Like,
well, I mean, also Jane Russell. Sorry, we haven't talked about Jane Russell yet.
Well, I'll get to that in a minute.
And then the fucking, I would cut her tongue out so she cannot tell you. That line.
That was hard.
Like you were saying, blew me away. I was
Jane Russell just randomly showing up for when I saw her name in the credits, I was like, "Excuse me, like, how did they get her for this?"
I was thinking the part where the girl was like, "I enjoyed every second of it because I know the mother would not."
That's what I'm about to build to. So all of these scenes are like, really well written. And I found out after the fact because I remember in the credits seeing. It was a male name credited as the writer, but then I found out afterwards it was the girl in this who wrote the screenplay, and that was just a pseudonym that she used in the credits. So then I was like,
makes sense too.
I would say what?
Honestly, it makes sense.
But that's what I'm about to say. Like I'm like, that's why it's so accurate is because, you got a woman writing the script, but I was like,
I mean, it makes sense for her to use a male pseudonym.
I was shocked for the late. Say what?
I was saying it makes sense for her to use a male pseudonym to write this with the, like, people would just assume that she experienced that. But if she does it through a male's perspective, nobody at the time would assume that.
That's a good point.
That's why I was like, okay, that makes sense.
The two leads are the director and writers, so no wonder like it's done the way they want it to be done, and it's done fucking well.
Which is crazy too, because like, we were talking about indie films. This is low key a huge indie film.
Which is why I'm so shocked they got a big star like Jane Russell, because a lot of this does kind of feel like they're just making it by the seat of their pants here. I read that they ran out of funding towards the end, and it was hard to get it made.
$300,000.
Yeah,
back in that time was a lot of money.
Yeah, but either way, I was like, for the late '60s, for them to have this level of awareness of these topics, where they're writing it so accurately, harrowing moments like her in the hospital bed with the screams replaying in her head over and over again. I was like, this is unbelievable that they're doing this so accurately in the late 60s when there was no awareness for this topic. So it made so much more sense when I found out she was the one that wrote the script. I was like, okay, that it's clearer now. But then I could not make any sense of that scene towards the end. I thought it was way too on the nose and wasn't really sure what they were trying to say exactly, of her being like, because they're everything you hate and all that. I was like, this is a weird.
I would say that was almost generic though, because like that's the whole thing is like if your parents hate something and then you start.
I understood,
and that's like,
but the way it was done to me was A, way too on the nose, and B, just like, what the hell are you? I don't know. It was very strange, but it was the one part of the movie where I was like not really sure what they were trying to say, but I don't know. It was a little weird. But other than that,
I honestly think though there could be a subsection of people who have that weird fucking like thought, and they're like,
I'm sure there are. I'm sure there are. I'm sure. But it is.
Gotta be a
It was
teenage girl in California in 1954 when the event actually took place.
And did you guys notice the crosses they had on their necks?
Oh no,
the bikers.
Oh yeah,
yeah. They had the crosses with the woman on the crucifix.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah, no fourth nail on that cross.
Yeah, second pick in a row where I have someone with the cross on there.
I love how Sam saw it coming. I can't believe I didn't.
Yep.
But yeah, but it was, I was going into this thing expecting it to be like a Bloody Mama type movie where it was just going to be not very good, just kind of exploitative, and I wasn't really going to like it. And I was surprised, like, as it went on, I was like, okay, I'm vibing with it. I mean, it's destroying my soul to watch it. I would never see it again, but...
What about Billy Jack Goes to Washington? Because, see, that's where I'm trying to get.
Yeah,
that's why I started you with this one, so you can watch Billy Jack, see the best one, and then end up in Washington with Billy Jack fighting the cause.
When I saw that...
We need a Billy Jack Goes to Washington, too.
When I saw that they literally just did Mr. Smith Goes to Washington with Billy Jack, I was like, all right, that's something that exists. But yeah, again.
Oh, that's after the trial of Billy Jack. So he got put on trial first. We had to make sure that he gets canceled. And then he gets, I guess, I'm assuming he gets exonerated. And then he has to go to Washington.
Apparently the fifth movie, they lost funding and they only got to film like 20 minutes worth of footage, but apparently it was some of the most badass action he's ever had Billy Jack do, and it was also like right after Billy Jack Goes to Washington. So whatever happens in that teases his rampage that is Billy Jack 5.
But yeah, I
mean, basically, and also I just need to mention this because we haven't mentioned this yet, and I think just because we always talk about it. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Apparently, Billy Jack was a huge reference for Cliff Booth, which makes a lot of sense.
I did read that.
It does make a lot of sense.
Well, that's something that I thought afterwards. I'm like, I'll bet you anything Tarantino was a fan
Well,
of these.
the way he fucking moves, like the way Tom Laughlin moves and the way Brad Pitt moves are the same, like the glide. They're not walking, they're gliding.
The energy is very similar, for sure. Yeah. And yeah, maybe eventually we'll get Cliff Booth Goes to Washington. David Fincher can give us that, but
I hope so.
That would be something else. But
I mean, we're already getting the continue. I cannot believe. I thought that was a joke, and I literally in my head the whole time I've been like, "This is going to lose funding. Somebody's going to drop out. This is not getting made. There's no fucking way." And then there's set photos. Yeah, there's set photos, and I'm like, no fucking way.
And he looks like David.
And then Tarantino goes to say, me and Fincher are the two best directors out there. And then Christopher Nolan and Denis Villeneuve and 8,000 other people are sitting there like, I'm sorry, what are we doing? Nothing, apparently.
They hate us because they ain't us.
Apparently, I swear to God, that was the most, I was like, you fucked yourself with that comment, bro. I don't even agree with you.
He's not wrong, but at least about himself. But
I don't know. I don't think they're not necessarily the best. They're in the top 5, but I think there's other people that are a little higher than them right now. As far as
Fincher's up there, but he's not the top 2. Tarantino, yeah, he's the greatest one working right now, as far as I'm concerned. But
is he working though? Like I know we got like he's not as prolific as he should be. That's why I'm like I don't know if you get the gracious.
It has almost been 10 years, hasn't it? Since 10 years since Hateful Eight, almost 10 years since Once Upon a Time.
Well, Once Upon a Time was only 6 years ago.
So it was 6 years ago. But Julia Butters in Freakier Friday is goddamn. Who's that person?
I know, right?
Is an adult.
Very weird. Very weird.
Yeah, I was surprised to see her in that.
And of course, Mark Harmon. But,
he's Mark Harmon, and he's always looking juicy.
Tarantino, if you're watching, cast Mark Harmon in your last film.
Cast Mark Harmon,
so we can see his feet.
Yeah, I want to see his feet.
No, he doesn't show male feet. When has he shown a male feet?
This will be the first time.
Never, by the way, Sam, for your reference. It's always female feet, and it would be the first time. But his feet are probably like soft and groomed and pedicured, so it doesn't look as bad.
Well, damn, if that's the rule, Cat's Famke Janssen in it. I don't know, but
he could.
That's not a bad idea as far as I'm concerned. But
Billy Jack. Sorry. This is the face you make when you watch that movie because you realize it's only going to get worse from here.
That was my face the entire film. Genuinely, the suspense in those scenes, the suspense when they take her to the lair at the beginning, the suspense when you see the other girls run out of the room, the suspense when she gets away on the bike and she runs out of gas. You're so angry. I'm like, why did the bike have to run out of gas? She got away against all odds and the bike ran out of gas. And then I love how it depicts all of the bystanders being completely unwilling to help.
I was literally you're walking me into that almost.
With that dude,
everyone, yeah, like from the people in the fucking car.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then in that shop, they wouldn't let him use the phone at first.
The phone, and then the fucking old lady, like, goddamn.
That's the thing that I was
why is everyone so?
Because you don't want to get involved with the Hell's Angels, okay?
The thing that I wasn't expecting was for the commentary to be so sharp, because it was like not only just that, but also the unbelievable way they make the cops seem like the most incompetent pieces of garbage on the planet. Like that scene at the end, that was maybe the
we have to let him go.
That was maybe the maddest I got in the whole movie was the end when the guy's like, Billy Jack is like, she's down there by herself and you're not going to do anything?
Well, we have to call the people to come down there and we can't just go in there.
I literally wanted to like scream at the TV. I was like, are you kidding me?
That's where you have the moment where he's like, I'm going to go down there and kick some ass. But like, yeah, I agree. Like the cops are just fucking morons in this.
Complete morons.
Honestly, I was thinking you could have that scene where she shows up at the old lady's doorstep, and that could be played through a Ring camera, and it would still work the same thing. Like it would still work the same.
They'll be so fucked.
Yeah, just like go away.
I found it very interesting the depiction of their relationship, him and Vicky's, because like obviously there's some protector kind of syndrome kind of thing going on with her and everything, but then there's actual moments where like they're bonding when they're like that middle section where they're helping each other and they form the bond. And then so like by the time at the end when he comes in to save her, it's like, goddamn right, you ain't gonna fucking let this person get destroyed like to the point of being numb for the rest of their lives, even though she probably will be. And so you just support him even more and you want him to like not just get his girl back because it's not his girl, but like genuinely fucking end these people's existence because they're just going to keep doing this to people and keep destroying lives.
I was mad that the rest of them didn't get shot, honestly. I was just like, you all deserve to get it. I mean, I'm glad the leader at least got it, but yeah, and again, like moments, I'm just thinking back now to so many of the scenes with the gang members, and again, just how much it really doesn't feel like they're acting in certain scenes. Like the scene where the deaf guy is like losing his shit in the jail cell. I was like, that is too real. I'm like, that was so like, he genuinely seems like he's freaking out and losing it and everything. And just, I don't know. And again, it does such a good job of getting into the psychology of it. Like the leader's younger brother, like being abused by the dad and just, you know, getting into like, that's the backstory for a lot of these people, you know, like, and the deaf guy being like, his dad cut his tongue out when he was a kid. And it's like, it was passed down from their fathers to them, which we've dealt with in other movies on this, like, affliction, you know? And I'm just like, it's so interesting the way it's trying so hard to get under the surface of everything. Which, again, like, something like Bloody Mama, where, like, that to me just was not trying to make a point about anything. It was just trying to be shocking and exploitative for the sake of it. This was actually trying to like make a point about something and really depict this culture and really like, it's very disturbing and very shocking and it is an exploitation movie, but it wasn't just like trying to be like, ooh, it's disturbing. Like it was really trying to hit home a point about something, and that's why it worked for me.
Yeah. I mean, like, again, this is one of those things where thank you, Sam, for picking this, because I swear to God, if somebody said, you've seen Billy Jack, right? Like, yeah, I've seen not all the Billy Jack, but I've seen the first one in my head. And I was like, no, I have not seen the first one. Thank you. So now I know, because goddamn, I would probably not like, I have that DVD you have of all of them, but I have not went through it. And I think I might have to go fish it out now, because I just did not want to go fish it out in my closet for this. That's why I don't have it behind me.
That's where like the beginning, I didn't know exactly what I was getting into when I picked it. And so when I started it, and then they have that shot of all the cars lined up, and then it's the motorcycle dead center, just like slowing to a stop. And then you get those shots of them all looking at each other, and the just like the face palm that I made when that dude called them bastards, and I was like, you don't know what you just fucking
That made no sense to me. Also, that opening scene, like I thought it was in my head. I was like, oh, it's Billy Jack who's like giving them shit, so he's gonna get out and kick their ass.
That's what I thought at first.
And then when it's not, and he just gets his ass kicked, I'm like, dude, you're a fucking moron. They were letting you go.
Okay,
they were letting you go.
I feel like so much less of a piece of shit now for saying that when I watched it, because I was like, am I just a dick? But I was literally like, bro, why are you talking shit to these guys? They were gonna let you go, and you're just like, when you can't fight,
and they just fucking smash his fucking window, and it's just like, oh my
god, and like roll, and like, yeah. So I really thought it was. In the moment I realized it wasn't, I was like, oh, this guy's a fucking dumbass.
I mean, the beatdown aside, he was impeding traffic at that point.
At that point, everyone else should be mad at him too.
Exactly.
They're like, dude, you didn't have to
antagonize out to save him, because they wanted to get around his car and they couldn't.
You know what's funny? In Colorado, that's illegal. Like, that is bike cutting. You can lane cut. Bikes can like do that. It's legal. You can just
wow.
And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it pisses me off sometimes.
You just want to tap.
Nobody's hit me. I just want to open my door. But you know, like, sorry, I don't know why I'm like, I get so mad sometimes, and they're not even really being intrusive. It's just like, hey man, when I accidentally kill you because you're being a fucking idiot and I'm in a car and you're not, I'm going to feel like shit. And that's honestly low key your fault, probably, because most likely I will not be the one like to hit you intentionally. You're going to do something dumb. And that's where it comes to it's not if, it's when. When you're on a bike.
You're a modern day Billy Jack, Matt.
Apparently so.
Hold it down, man. Hold it down.
But instead of shooting him in the glasses and shattering those dope ass fucking shades, you gotta shoot him in the forehead and then take those shades and wear them and be like, you jacked with the bowl, but Billy gave you Jack.
No, you take the shades and you say, you wrote to the company, but I get the shades.
So many callbacks to last week. But
I think you being at the beach helps.
Yeah.
Well, fellas, speaking of shades, I think it's about time to get back to the beach. But we've had fun today. We've been all over the map.
Very chill, but like upbeat.
That's what I was going to say. This feels like a very chill episode.
That was the hope for me. Last week was fun for the first 2/3 and then got a little crazy towards the end. So I was hoping this week we could chill out just a bit. And just take it slow. Again, Mark Harmon vibes. We're chilling. We're chilling this week. We're going to California.
Oh, I know.
We're going to Notre Dame.
There's no way to hide this face.
Say what?
Like, there's no way to hide this face and not look like someone's having the worst time of their life.
That is definitely the face I was making during a lot of the Born Losers. That is for sure. Well, we hope all of you out there don't feel that way about our show. If you do, we understand, but we hope you don't. And we hope that you had a fun time this week with the chill episode. And, you know.
Check out the new one, though.
Yeah, like and comment and subscribe and do all that stuff, you know?
Actually, I have a thought. And this can be vetoed by either of you. And I know this is part of the Patreon, but honestly, I think we should just open this up to YouTube as well.
Okay.
Should we start fan mail? Like, use the whatever, email you use and be like, you can write into us to say what you thought about the episode. And
that would be fun.
And see if people will write in and say a word to us, and then we can read it on the cast and talk about it.
Avenger is going to tell us.
Looking for more fan engagement. That would be fun.
Yeah. So I was thinking more fan engagement. They can tell us how much they hate us, or they love us, or they hate the movies, or they love the movies, or whatever it is.
If there are any British viewers out there, you can tell us how much you despise us.
Yeah. And
we'll understand.
The Bloody 343 podcast.
Those are some large bloody glasses, my friend.
Though we got,
exactly.
I think we got a little street cred back with the Brits when we had Malcolm McDowell on, I would like to think.
Well, okay. Sorry. I think Sam and I had him do that before we even made that episode.
Oh God.
So yeah,
Pretty much. So I think Malcolm McDowell might have like checked out our podcast, and that may have been the first thing he fucking saw.
Probably
If he did. And I'm pretty sure he regretted it. So I'm like, if we do the business thing, we got to have him like shit on us for hating British people a little bit.
Absolutely.
Just like throw that in there a little bit.
I still stand by everything we said in that episode, but
I do too. I'm not backing down from Malcolm McDowell.
That's them. That's not me.
I'm not backing down from Malcolm McDowell.
Mr. UN over there.
I enjoyed my plowman's lunch. Okay, y'all didn't.
America, bitch.
I had better things to say about it, but I didn't have anything good to say about Britain.
Yeah, I've always got good things to say about Jonathan Pryce, but
I always good to have good things to say about Tim Curry.
I've always good things to say about Rosemary Harris.
Except for you,
I've
said
got
you didn't want her
good
to be
things
your
to
own
say
man,
about
which is
Mark
kind of a
Harmon.
fucking disgrace.
What? I didn't hear either of you. What?
I said Mark Harmon.
Matt said Mark Harmon. I said that you said on the podcast that you didn't want her to be your Aunt May, so
No,
I take a disgrace to that.
No, I didn't say that. I said
The Aunt May that you wanted to get with.
I said,
hey,
she was
I'll
not
knock
my
the dust off that pussy.
preferred. Marissa Tomei is my preferred one in that sense, but I said that's no disrespect to Rosemary Harris.
Who can still get it?
I put
I was going to say
Harris.
Rosemary Harris or bust, but I'm going to be the one busting.
I put Rosemary Harris above Sally Field, that's for sure.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And you know what?
If we're talking just
Lemon
acting
party to
wise-
be had for all.
If we're talking acting wise, it's Rosemary Harris. Wait, what'd you say?
I said lemon party to be had for all.
And that's been another 3 for 3, everybody. No better way to end this one. Oh my goodness.